Almost got you too. All right, everybody. This is the Rush House classroom, or we like to call Rush Academy. This is the girls' room. Hopefully, they don't come out. So first we have the Rush Academy Creed, give love or nothing at all. And then we have, let's see if I can get a little bit closer, the Rush Academy rules. So they go over these rules on the first day of school. Of course, they don't generally change, but they may swap up a little bit. I keep the crayons and the coloring pencils on my desk. They're tablets. We'll come back to this stuff. This is my desk, of course. This is where they turn in their assignments normally. And of course, since it's just the second day of school, they don't have any. This is the arts and craft bin. All kinds of little crap in here for them to decorate or whatnot. This is the chair where I do individual teaching. It's right beside my desk and my chair. So if someone needs help, they sit in this chair, they swivel right on around, and we chit chat. Of course, yes. This is Roger, our class pet. He is a bearded dragon. All right, this is my favorite thing in this whole classroom. Look at this. Isn't that the funniest thing? Anyhow, so here is our globe section. This is our world section, our globes and our file cabinets. But this is the board that I use to teach. This is the traveling table. This is a huge world atlas that they come over here and look in, and it's super thick. It's super old, but I love it because it shows the proper sizes of, that place. Anyhow, so here is the map of the United States. Here is our homeland. This is the baby's corner. I want to turn it sideways, but I don't want to throw the screen off. So this is the baby's corner because I have a 2 and a 3-year-old, and they sit in this corner and they do whatever 2 and 3-year-olds do. This is the bookshelf with, of course, another globe. We learn a lot about the world. Bookshelf, bookshelf, bookshelf. This is our dictionary section, top shelf, miscellaneous books, and then our encyclopedias. My children are not necessarily, I don't want to say allowed to use the computer to do research, but I like them to know how to research outside of Google. And so I'm going to back up. The atom poster and the periodic table of elements poster. And back up. I'm just going to turn this. I hope you guys don't mind, so you can see a wider view. Every year they change their tables, their desks. So I write their names on the desk. They pick it, and I put their name on it. So this is the classroom. Now, very quickly, I showed the other day this book, which I just reused from last year. I just tore the pages out. And so the first day was August the 6th. We did the class instructions, discussed class procedures, which is the rules, expectations, and goals. Level testing, which is where I just gave them worksheets to see where they were. I created teams. On the teams, they sit down with the team, with their teammate, and they help them study what they need to do. So usually it's an older child with a younger child. And then we read aloud chapter 1, From Slavery to Freedom, and that is this book here. Yes, it's old. I love old books. Chapter 1, let me see if I can get to it real quick. Excuse me. Chapter 1 is about land of their ancestors, which focuses on Ghana, Malai, Songhai, and other states. So as you can see, and what they did is they took turns reading in chapter 1, and then of course after it we had our discussion and our dismissal. So it was the first day of school, so it was very laid back, kind of. I'm guessing kids probably wouldn't say it was laid back. And then today they did the practicing their handwriting, read silently, break into teams for motivation minute, because it's just a couple minutes, like 5 minutes. They go back and forth with each other, saying positive things about each other. Then they had listening time, and today it was Malcolm X, where they sit and they listen to about 30-45 minutes of whomever I decide for that day. Then we begin our lesson. We had 25 minutes for math, and then a break, 20 minutes for English, and then a break, 15 minutes for foreign language, which is French this semester, and we'll get to that in a second. And then 10 minutes of science, 10 minutes of cartography, and then a 30-minute review, and then cleanup, and we're done. So I did this last year in the beginning, and I said I wasn't going to do it this year, but I still wound up doing it. So usually I put the day and see how it doesn't take up the whole page. I put the day, and so Monday would be here and Tuesday would be here. But, of course, I was hard-headed to myself, and I did on another page. So eventually it will be like Monday, Tuesday, or however. Again, for those who ask, yes, I use the old-fashioned record book. So this is when we started. When I found this book, this is when we started. But, of course, you could just rip the first piece off and go from there. That way I don't have to keep writing their names. But on the 6th and the 7th, and of course the check mark is they showed up appropriately, which means that they were ready. Let me show you real quick. Rule number 11. Attendance includes being on time, being prepared, being attentive, and being a participant. So, they got a check for that. And then, of course, they got 100s for these past 2 days because the work was super easy and it didn't take much to turn it in. Got pencil from my pencil sharpener. So, real quick. So I sat down, and this is how I did their layout. Let me see. So for the first semester, they'll be doing basic math concepts, English comprehension, life science, land mapping and cartography, and French basics. Wait a minute. And then for the second semester, they'll be doing progressive math skills, language arts, earth science, states and capitals, and then Spanish basics. Third semester, will be math applications, poetry, marine science, geography, and Swahili. And fourth semester will be advanced math principles, plays, physical science, African land history, and continuing on with Swahili. Now I break that up. Let me see if I can find somebody's. I should have got my husband. He was just up here. Let me see if I can get somebody's book bag. Hi, dear. Trying to run. Let me see if I can get somebody's book bag. This is Isaiah's book bag. So what I do before they start. Hold on. I said I was gonna get all this stuff out and ready. So this is Isaiah's binder. So this is their French for, of course, remember first semester is French. And we learn the basics, body parts, expanded vocabulary, parts of the house, their numbers, fruits and vegetables. And of course, in between that, we'll be learning basic conversational French. Let me put this back. And then in his folders, I think I have much. In his folders, he'll have his life science, which is the digestive system, teeth, the human heart. And of course, I have the key to all of these, and we'll go over them, and then he'll have to study them, and blah, blah, blah. This is their badge holder that I haven't done their pictures yet, but I think we're going to do them tomorrow. So he has Math 1 and Math 2. With Isaiah, he has an IEP, which is, I believe, an individual educational program where they may not be on the level that they should be on completely in certain levels. So math is one of his levels that he has an IEP in. He got his IEP in the 4th grade. He's now in the 7th grade. So he has, he has short-term memory loss. So it's hard to try and keep him acclimated to what he learned. You have to keep being repetitive on the easy stuff so that it becomes a long-term memory. So for him, he's got to do 2 maths. So he does math on the level that his IEP says he's on, which is now the 4th grade, And so he has like numbers, easy division practice and then some more division, but it gets a little bit harder. These packets are stapled together, so I wouldn't lose them, but they get progressively harder towards the back. And that's his math 1. His math 2 is where we kind of touch on some basics of what his level should be, which is the 7th grade. And so one of the things that he should be learning on the 7th grade math level is his applications of linear equations. And so we created worksheets for that, and then a packet as well, where it explains everything, and we'll go over it together, and just try and keep him up to date to where he should be, as well as I guess a quick reminder of where he currently is. And then of course he has pencils, his calculator to do his checks, pencils, erasers, blah blah, his notebook to work on his handwriting, and his ruler. And so everybody has everything on their level. So even though, let me shoot back over here real quick, even though they have basic math concepts, English comprehension, life science, and stuff like that, everybody has their own level of each subject, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So basic math concepts, I'll have, Isaiah has his worksheets for semester 1, which I just showed you. And then my daughters have theirs, and my other sons have theirs, and blah, blah, blah. Let me think. Is there anything else? Let me scan the room. I don't think there's anything else. I think that's basically it. Of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them below. This year, we're making a couple changes to our page where we were just doing like little silly snippets or whatnot. I haven't been posting on this page for a couple years, I think, but I think I'm going to get back into discussing their homeschool, probably some trips that we take and things like that. So if you don't mind, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will keep you posted on our schooling, our whereabouts, and how well we learn our grammar. So you guys be great, be awesome, and let's make this homeschooling year amazing. Bye, guys.